There is one caliber that has cleanly harvested more whitetail deer across North America than every modern round put together. Your grandfather probably used it. His father almost certainly did as well, and he never once felt like he needed an upgrade. It did not come with a marketing campaign or a celebrity hunter. It came from a lever-action rifle carried through cold timber. And for well over 100 years, it was the only answer any serious deer hunter in this country ever needed in the field. Then sometime in the last 20 years, that answer got buried. Not because a better option appeared on the shelves at the store, but because the ammunition industry realized something powerful. If one single affordable caliber solves the whitetail question, there is no reason for a hunter to ever buy a second deer rifle. And if a hunter never buys another rifle, entire companies fail. So confusion became the product, and doubt became the strategy. This is the deer hunting truth the ammo industry tried to erase. Welcome to Hidden Timber Rhett right here on this very channel. If you are not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit subscribe now. This is where buried backwoods hunting knowledge comes to life. The 30-30 Winchester was introduced in 1895 as the first commercially available smokeless powder round designed specifically for lever-action sporting rifles in timber. Within just a single decade, it became the most common whitetail deer hunting caliber in the entire eastern half of the country. Hunters in Virginia, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and all across the Appalachian Range carried the same lever-action setup. One rifle, one caliber, one box of cartridges per whole season. A man named Arthur Savage had already introduced his own lever-action design just months before, and both platforms thrived in the dense hardwood forests where most American whitetail lived. By 1920, hunting camps across the rural South and the upper Midwest had settled the caliber question once and for all. The 30-30 was affordable. It was accurate inside timber. It produced clean, ethical harvests at distances under 200 yards, which covered nearly every real hunting situation in woods. Nobody debated caliber selection at deer camp in those decades. The conversation was about woodcraft, wind, patience, and tracks. Not about which new cartridge the magazines were pushing that year. That was the golden age of practical deer hunting in this country. One caliber, no confusion, just fieldcraft and honest experience. And it lasted well into the 1970s without any issue. Then the ammunition industry started doing something calculated. They began releasing new caliber options every single year or two. Not because hunters needed them for whitetail in the timber woods, but because new calibers mean new rifles, mean new sales in stores. This video is just the very surface of what has been buried deep. I collected everything that modern hunting culture tried to erase, all of it inside the complete Forbidden Hunter's vault right now. Practical caliber knowledge, old hunters passed down for decades. Silent stalking mechanics that make your approach nearly invisible. Ghost scent methods that keep whitetail from detecting your stand. Forgotten whitetail funnel logic that changes how you read trails. Cold weather hunting tricks that replace expensive seasonal gear. 8 powerful hunting modules all packed in one place. No fluff. The link to the full vault is right there in the description now. But do not leave yet. This hunting video is just getting started. Now here is where the numbers confirm what your grandfather knew from experience before anyone handed him a glossy ammo brochure. The National Shooting Sports Foundation published industry figures showing that the average American deer hunter now owns more than 2 rifles specifically dedicated to whitetail deer hunting alone. Think about that number. 2 rifles for the same single species. In 1970, that number was almost exactly 1 per hunter. What changed between then and now was not the deer or the forests. What changed was the marketing budget of the ammunition industry. The 30-30 Winchester still performs a clean, ethical harvest on whitetail deer at every realistic distance inside wooded land. The typical whitetail shot in eastern timber happens at under 120 yards, according to multiple state game surveys. At that distance, the difference in practical field performance between a 30-30 and a 300 Winchester Magnum is almost non-existent when shot placement is done carefully and right. A study referenced by the Quality Deer Management Association noted that the single biggest factor in a clean, ethical harvest was not caliber choice, but rather precise and practiced placement. Caliber debates distract hunters from the skill that matters most. Old mountain hunters understood that simple truth from the start. They practiced with one rifle until they knew it like their hands. They did not chase ballistic charts inside magazine advertisements. They chased real deer through real timber with one trusted tool. If you made it this far into the video, you already understand more about caliber truth than most modern deer hunters ever will. Subscribe right now and share this with a hunting partner who is still confused by the endless caliber noise filling the internet. And remember, the complete vault is right in the description now. Now stay right here with me. The next part matters even more. So why does the caliber debate still dominate hunting forums and every single outdoor magazine shelf across the entire country? Because the ammunition industry needs that confusion to survive. Here is how the cycle works, and it repeats every single season. A major ammo manufacturer develops a brand new cartridge design. They pay outdoor media companies to run articles and comparisons. They sponsor hunting television shows to feature the new caliber. They create ballistic charts that make old calibers look outdated. Hunters start to believe their current rifle is no longer enough. They buy a new rifle chambered in the new caliber at the store. They buy new optics because the old scope does not fit properly. They buy new ammunition at a higher price point per single box. And then 2 years later, the cycle repeats with something newer. The average cost of a new deer rifle setup in the United States now sits above $800 with optic and mount added. That is $800 to solve a problem that was already solved over a century ago by a lever-action rifle and one caliber. The ammunition industry alone generates over $4 billion in annual revenue in the United States across all product lines. A significant portion of that revenue comes from convincing deer hunters that they need something new when the old answer still works perfectly fine inside the timber where most whitetail live. You cannot build a $4 billion industry around one answer, so you bury the one answer and create dozens of loud alternatives. You make the simple truth feel primitive and outdated on purpose. You turn caliber selection into a complicated technical puzzle that only expensive gear and expert-sponsored reviews can solve. And slowly, the idea that one affordable rifle handles everything becomes something young hunters have never even heard anybody say. That is not progress. That is manufactured dependency on products. And old deer hunters saw right through it from the very beginning. Here is what to do the next time caliber confusion hits you hard. Step 1. Ask yourself this honest question before anything else. Where do you actually hunt whitetail deer during a normal season? If the answer is eastern timber, mixed hardwoods, or thick brush, your maximum realistic shot distance is under 200 yards. At that range, the 30-30 Winchester or the 308 Winchester handles every ethical harvest situation you will face. Step 2. Pick one rifle and commit to practicing only with that. Go to the range with 100 rounds before your deer season. Shoot from the positions you actually use in the hunting field, sitting against a tree, kneeling behind a fallen hardwood trunk, standing with a quick rest on a branch at shoulder height nearby. Do not shoot from a bench rest, because you will never hunt that way in the real timber, so bench accuracy means very little here. Step 3. Learn your holdover at 50, 100, and 150 yards with that single rifle and single load combo. Memorize those 3 distances. That covers your entire real need. Step 4. Ignore every single new caliber announcement you see in magazines, online forums, and sponsored hunting show episodes. None of that marketing changes what happens at deer distances. Ask any retired game warden which caliber fills the most tags in their district, and the answer is almost always the same old ones. The 30-30, the 308, the 270 Winchester. These are not exciting answers. They are not new or fashionable. They are just correct, and they have been correct for generations. Step 5. Take the $800 you would have spent on a new rifle setup and use it instead for a better hunting lease, better boots for cold mornings, or simply more time in the field. Equipment cannot replace experience in the whitetail deer woods. One rifle that you know deeply beats 5 rifles you barely use. I need to be fully honest with you about one important thing now. Long-range western hunting on open plains is a different subject. If you hunt mule deer at 400 yards across open country, caliber selection carries more weight and the math changes a lot. But this video is about whitetail in timber and brush and hills. And for that specific reality, the old single caliber answer is still the most practical advice any experienced hunter offers. This knowledge did not disappear from deer camps by accident here. It was pushed out slowly by companies that profit from confusion. If this video helped clear the noise for your next hunting season, subscribe right now and share it with a hunter who deserves this. Every single share preserves what the ammo industry tried to bury. The complete vault is sitting right in the description below now. The next vault opens very soon, and you do not want to miss it. And what is inside will change how you prepare for deer season.